Topping our Worldly today, the U.S. State Department is working to extract about 100 American citizens and green card holders from Afghanistan who say they're ready to leave. That's according to a senior official at the State Department. Thousands more legal permanent residents of the U.S. and Afghan special immigrant visa applicants remain stuck in Afghanistan. CNN's Alex Marquardt brings us now the harrowing story of one woman's daring escape with the possible help of American spies.
You guys, look. No more flag.
As the Taliban took over Afghanistan's capital, Shakaiq Barashk was filming their fighters from her balcony.
Okay, so they are here trying to get into that person's house.
She was in a high-rise overlooking downtown Kabul as American and NATO forces were desperately trying to evacuate people just like her. An Afghan-American who worked for the Afghan government and on a U.S.-funded project. Barashk was born in Afghanistan and moved to the U.S. at 13 years old. She returned as an adult, spending most of the past 4 years working with local organizations. Now she's back in Denver after taking part in one of the most secretive operations in the entire evacuation, which a U.S. official tells CNN was in part run by the CIA.
The airport was absolute chaos. It was as if you would have had to gone through a Death Valley in order to make it and survive.
Barashk was in her apartment when she got a call from an American.
And I said, "Who is this?" He said, "I'm a U.S. government official."
No details about who he worked for.
No, nothing at all.
The American wanted Barashk to leave, but she said she wanted to bring Afghans with her.
He said, "Well, my priority is you. I understand that you feel this responsibility towards the people that you have worked with, but unfortunately, my priority is you."
Hours later, she changed her mind after a friend who was evacuated convinced her.
I grabbed my passport and then I just head downstairs.
A driver in a Toyota Corolla picked her up, but they didn't know exactly where to go. "Just tell me where you are and I will help," the American texted. Barashk shared her location as they drove through the dark and Taliban checkpoints.
Taliban members came and just smacked the front of the car and, kind of waved at us and said, "Don't move, stop here." And then our driver was like, "I'm not going to listen to him."
The American official was tracking them. "I see you," he texted. "Just follow the road until you see a gas station. Then you will see my guys."
I wasn't scared because I didn't have the time to be scared. Being scared was not an option.
They went the wrong way. The American texted, "You missed the left turn." Around midnight, they finally arrived at Eagle Base, a CIA base just east of Kabul, located by the New York Times, where helicopters were ferrying people inside to the airport. Barashk was met by Afghan special forces and then Americans, including the American guiding her.
I mentioned his name and I said, "Is that you?" He said, "Yes, that's me." And then there was a sigh of relief at that point that I knew that we have made it. There's no more checkpoints.
On the base, their phones were taken away. They were asked not to reveal the base's location. The next day, they were flown to Kabul airport and out of the country to safety. What do your friends and colleagues who are still in Kabul, still in Afghanistan, telling you about what they think the future is going to look like?
They continuously say Afghanistan is now a body without a soul, seeing the way that everything that they had worked for the past 20 years has been just shattered in front of their own eyes. The promises of the international community never leaving them behind, and now they're left with nothing.
Barashk says she and others like her are now suffering from significant survivor's guilt.
To this day, I'm still processing the information and processing the reality on the ground. It just feels like it's an ongoing nightmare that, I haven't been woken up from.
And Barashk told me that she felt blessed and privileged to have been evacuated the way that she was, as she says, Jake, without a scratch. She knows that is not the case for so many people who tried and some who did get out from the airport in Kabul, and others, many thousands of others, who still want to get out of Afghanistan.
Does the State Department have an idea of how many, not just American citizens, but legal permanent residents, green card holders, remain in Afghanistan and want to get out? Do they have a number?
They have a firmer number, we should say, about those who have expressed desires to get out, less so on the overall population. So they say now, today, State Department officials said there are around 100 Americans and legal permanent residents who are ready to leave. That number is constantly in flux, they say, because people are changing their minds. Of course, there are many more American citizens who live there who don't want to leave. There are many at-risk Afghans who do want to leave and can't. This State Department official said that the biggest obstacle is the unpredictability of who the Taliban will allow to leave.
All right, Alex Marquardt, thank you so much for that excellent report. Appreciate it.